Hello and big warm welcome. I'm really grateful to be with you for this transmission today. We're going to be connecting with Mount Shasta, with Telos, which is a fifth and higher dimensional crystalline city in the inner earth, within and underneath Mount Shasta. And we're going to be connecting with the Violet Flame Temple. The violet flame, I've been shown over the past few days, really is one of the most powerful clearing frequencies that we have available to us. So I'm going to dive right in. And as I do, please say hello in the chat. Welcome, Suna. Say hello in the chat. Let me know where you're tuning in from. If you've worked with the violet flame before, if you've been to Mount Shasta before. I would love to hear. I love reading all of the comments. And I've been preparing very intentionally and spending a lot of time working with Saint Germain and the Violet Flame Temple for 3 days now. So the energy is really potent. And whether you are live on the replay or live now, I want to welcome you and let you know how grateful I am to be in this frequency with you. It really is one of the purest, highest frequencies, and I've been shown by Saint Germain and the Violet Flame Angels that those who will be guided to this transmission are connected to the frequency of the Violet Flame. Maybe some of you, even in a different incarnation, may have been a priestess of Lemuria, may have spent a lot of time in the Violet Flame Temple, may have been a Violet Flame Angel, a Violet Flame Dragon. So let's dive in. Please say hello and where you're tuning in from as you dive in. And I want to start by, I'm working with my Lemurian quartz by welcoming the presence of Saint Germain, where I was shown multiple steps for this transmission, which I've never done any of these before. This is my first time offering this transmission in this way. And the way they guided me to do it, this is going to be such a powerful clearing, replenishment, and refilling. So I'm so grateful to be with you in this. And as we're tuning in, Saint Germain, the Violet Flame Angels, and the Violet Flame Dragons are becoming aware of your presence, again, whether you're live or live on the replay, and they're bringing that light of the Violet Flame through your energy field. And as we tune in, I'm going to share some of the information as well. First, on Mount Shasta, and as you're tuning in, you can begin connecting to that violet flame frequency right away, and the transmission will begin after I share some of the information on Mount Shasta, Telos, and these temples within Telos. So Mount Shasta really is a mystic mountain. It is a magical mountain. It is one of the most sacred places on Earth and is a mystic power source for Earth. Mount Shasta literally feeds the light grid of the planet. It is a beacon of light that feeds the light grid of the planet. And that's why there are so many beings of light connected to Mount Shasta. Of course, the Lemurians, so when there was the fall of Lemuria and then the fall of Atlantis, many Lemurian beings created their new home within the inner earth of Mount Shasta, and so many other beings as well, including fairies, water fairies, flower fairies, including angelic ones, ascended masters such as Saint Germain. And because this is really a portal and a beacon of light that feeds the light grid, the ley lines of our planet, it's also very connected with the benevolent higher dimensional star beings, including the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the Sirians, the Palladians. So Mount Shasta is in Northern California, about 60 miles south of Oregon. It's very close to the Oregon border. It is the cone of an extinct volcano that's 14,000 feet above sea level. So it's the largest volcanic peak in the continent of the United States. Many of us feel this, our heart call to the mountain, because the mountain is like a sacred home. And when I was there in the fall of 2022, I felt that way. I literally felt as though I was in love with the mountain, that it was one of my homes, that I had lived there with the Lemurian civilization. And within Mount Shasta is Telos. So Telos is a living library. It's an interdimensional crystalline city. So you can imagine a world inside of a world, but a fifth dimensional world inside of a world. So a world that is made of light. And because there were so many caverns and tunnels created when Mount Shasta was an active volcano, it opened up for the Lemurians, the ascended masters, and these beings to really create so many sacred temples and this crystalline city. So it's a huge etheric city of light, and Telos holds the ascension energy for the planet and is a doorway to the fifth dimension. There are many, many temples within Telos, including the one we are about to connect with, which is the Temple of the Violet Flame. There's the Great Jade Temple, the Temple of Illumination, the Love Temple, the Ascension Temple. There's the Temple of the Dolphins, the Temple of the Sacred Heart. And I did do a transmission, I don't remember the date, maybe it was about a month ago, where we did connect with the Great Jade Temple of Healing. And that's still on my YouTube channel as well, which I can connect everyone to that. And then this is the second transmission where we're connecting to the Temple of the Violet Flame. So I want you to receive a breath. Begin getting yourself in a comfortable position, really tuning in, tuning within, because when we go within ourselves, all is available to us. We have access to the entire cosmos. So much is available when we go within. Breathing within, bringing your focus within, and becoming aware that Saint Germain, the keeper of the violet flame, and the violet flame angels are aware of you, because we've been preparing this transmission for 3 days, really for over a month, but very intentionally for 3 days, spending a lot of time preparing. So they're already bringing that light of the violet flame through the 7 layers of your aura and your energy field. In this transmission, we're going to connect both with the emerald ray and the light of the violet flame. And I will be explaining some of the differences, even though they are of the same frequency, how the emerald ray and the violet flame may be used for different and specific purposes. So starting with the violet flame, as you become aware that the violet flame angels in Saint Germain are bringing this cool violet fire through the 7 layers of your energy field. I will explain what it is, and the transmission has already started, but then we will go fully into it. So the violet flame really is love's freedom. It embodies the quality of love, freedom, forgiveness, and its main thing is transmutation. The violet flame transmutes what would be, let's say, unsupportive or lower, slower energy, what some may call negative energy. It transmutes cellular debris. It transmutes emotional debris. It cleanses the mind, body, and soul from any accumulative negative energies, any accumulated negative energies, really facilitating a reconnection with the divine. It revitalizes and invigorates by transforming dense or unsupportive thoughts, feelings, emotions into positive energies. So it provides a beautiful platform for healing. The main benefits and applications of the violet flame frequency is for spiritual cleansing and purification, for emotional healing. As I said, the violet flame transmutes emotional debris, really bringing in that deeper sense of peace and emotional resilience. Working with the violet flame enhances intuition and psychic abilities. So this frequency can really strengthen our connection to the higher realms of consciousness. The violet flame serves as a catalyst for spiritual evolution, and it is powerful for energetic protection. When we work with the frequency of the violet flame, it does not allow unbeneficial, unsupportive energies into our energy field. So it's a frequency that you could call on. What I'm always shown is to repeat its name 3 times, which we can do now together. Violet flame, violet flame, violet flame. And with that violet flame frequency, if there's a dense energy, let's say in a building, or it's a busy shopping center, or you're having an interaction with someone who maybe is in a dense energy or really upset, that the frequency really protects the aura. So the violet flame really is an active spiritual fire. It's a cool fire. It's not hot, it's cool. And it brings discord back into pure light. It's alchemical. And you can think of it as a sacred fire that you step into to energetically cleanse, renew, and elevate your energy. We're going to start the transmission. The energy's been flowing the whole time, but we're going to go into the specific process that was downloaded to me on how we can connect with the amethyst ray, connect from our heart consciousness to the violet flame temple within Telos, within Mount Shasta, and work with both of these frequencies for a really powerful purification. Also, this energy, what I'm being shown right now, is it really brings us back into our heart. And the heart is this seat of unity consciousness. And we're going to be working with 3 centers in this transmission. We're going to plug a tube of light from the tailbone. So we'll be working with the root chakra. And Mount Shasta is the root chakra of the earth, even though it holds a lot of crown chakra energy as well. But we're going to connect the root chakra to the 2nd dimension of consciousness, which is the inner earth, the crystalline kingdom. And we're going to connect it to an amethyst. And we're going to work with the amethyst ray, which the amethyst ray and the violet flame are a shared frequency. They're both of the 7th ray, which is the violet ray, but they have different purposes. So the amethyst ray is more structured. It brings in more forgiveness. It's like a stream of divine light and intelligence that supports spiritual mastery through sacred ritual, through alignment with the divine law. And it's the aspect of the 7th ray, the amethyst ray, and the violet flame. But the violet flame is more of the cleanser. The violet flame is more of the transmuter. And then we're going to connect a tube of light to our heart. And Saint Germain and the violet flame angels are going to help us bring that tube of light from our heart to connect into the central violet flame within the violet flame temple. So now is the point. You may want to make sure you're not driving or anything like that. Now is the time where you would close your eyes, and we're really going to begin this transmission. So This energy is so potent that I know a lot of us have things going on and distractions, but if you can receive this, let's say 20, 25 minutes, 30 minutes, this is going to be a really, really powerful renewal. And this is the specific process that I've never offered before, but that was channeled to me and that I've been working with intentionally for the past 3 days. So I invite you to come to a comfortable position, sitting on a chair, on the couch, on the bed, maybe lying down on the bed or the couch or the floor, however you feel most comfortable, sitting or lying down. If you want to start for the first few minutes while we connect the tubes of light sitting, that would be preferred, and then you can recline into whatever position feels comfortable. So when you're ready, we are officially activating all of the energies of the transmission, and you are invited to gently close your eyes and go within. Knowing that the frequency of the amethyst ray and the violet flame will go exactly where they are needed for the highest healing. So resting your hands down, preferably palms face up, with your eyes closed, receive a long breath in. See if you can begin to expand a little bit through your rib cage, through your diaphragm, through your belly as you breathe in. Imagine when you're inhaling that it's like an accordion moving out in space, or like a balloon being filled with air. Everything grows larger and wider throughout your entire torso. And as you exhale, it's like an accordion moving in, or like you're releasing air from the balloon, everything grows smaller. So know that you can't do it wrong, but just focus on that. I expand as I inhale. I create space for the prana in my entire torso, in my back, in my side body, in my chest, in my belly. And then as I exhale, I gently pull everything in towards center, in towards the spine to help release the breath. 2 more like that. We're going to be doing some circular breathing, which means that as soon as you've completed your inhale, you'll go right into the exhale. And as soon as you've completed your exhale, you'll go right back into the inhale. This is a very alchemical breath. If it's possible, breathing through your nose the whole time. If you have clogged nose or something like that, of course you can breathe through your mouth, but it's preferred inhaling through the nose, expansive inhale, exhaling through the nose, gently pulling everything in towards the spine. With your eyes closed, 1 more breath, just like that. Breathe in. And when you're ready, breathe out. And now bring your focus all the way down to your pelvic floor, breathing down to your hips, becoming aware of your tailbone, continuing the breath. But there are 3 violet flame angels who are going to help you connect a tube of light from your tailbone. And we are going to secure the tube of light and then extend that tube of light through everything that you're sitting on, through all layers of floor underneath you, into the crust of the earth, into the inner earth, into the second dimension, the crystalline kingdom. Dropping that tube of light all the way down, where within the crest of the earth, the crystalline kingdom, there are many massive, beautiful, and powerful crystals within the earth. And these 3 violet flame angels that can move through the dimensions, that can move into the inner earth, are now plugging the tube of light connected to your tailbone into a massive, powerful amethyst that is the embodiment of the amethyst ray. And your tube of light is now plugged into this amethyst. It plugs in sort of latches in, secures, and turns on. And now a powerful flow of the amethyst ray from the amethyst crystal within the second dimension, the crystalline kingdom, is flowing up the tube of light. Become aware that you are consciously breathing in the light of the amethyst ray that is now flowing into your root chakra. And that amethyst ray now flowing from your root chakra in all directions, above into your navel, your low back, through your whole hips, legs, and feet, your chest, shoulders, arms, hands, neck, and head. Breathing in the light of the amethyst ray. The amethyst ray serves as a channel or a beam of divine consciousness. It embodies divine alchemy, ritual, the ceremonial aspects of the spiritual practice. It represents diplomacy, forgiveness, the mystical aspects of divine service. So as you're breathing in the light of the amethyst ray, you can think of it as a stream of divine light and intelligence that supports mastery in alignment with divine law. So 3 more breaths here. You can even mentally repeat, I am breathing in the light of the amethyst ray. From the amethyst crystal within the earth. I'm breathing in the light of the amethyst ray. Crystalline light is harmonic, so it's now harmonizing every cell. 1 more breath, merging, allowing, receiving the amethyst ray. And now I want you to bring your awareness and attention, your focus to your crown chakra. The hairs on top of your head, becoming aware of the 1,000-petal lotus. Now Saint Germain and the 3 violet flame angels are connecting a tube of light from the crown of your head. And we're going to extend this tube of light, moving up very quickly at the speed of light to plug into the heart of the Creator, the light of Source. So stay with the breath and it will be done for you. Circular breath, which means a continuous breath. After each inhale, you go right into the exhale. After each exhale, right back into the inhale. Beautiful. That tube of light is being plugged into the light of Source now. So become aware with gratitude that Saint Germain and 3 of the violet flame angels have plugged a tube of light from the crown of your head to the heart of the Creator, the light of Source. And now you're invited to breathe that light, the frequency, the love of the Creator through the tube of light into the crown of your head. And it fills your mind, connecting your mind with the divine mind, the Godhead, the light of Source. And the light of Source flows down through your mind, through your whole brain, face, whole head, neck, shoulders, chest, upper back, arms, hands, mid-back and torso, lower belly, lower back, hips, glutes, legs, and feet. You can mentally repeat, I am one with the light of Source. I am receiving the love of the Creator. Once again, simply becoming aware that there is a tube of light from the crown of your head to the heart of the Creator. And then becoming aware that there is a tube of light from your tailbone, your root chakra, connected to a beautiful, massive amethyst that is flowing the amethyst ray up the tube of light into the root and through the root to the whole body. Breathing in the frequency of the amethyst ray, bringing in that harmonic divine order, calming your nervous system and every cell within your body, and breathing in the light of Source into the crown, allowing this alchemical blend to bring joy. 3 more breaths. And now that you are vibrating the amethyst ray through every cell, the light of Source through every cell, Saint Germain and the violet flame angels are whispering that it is time to connect a tube of light from the heart chakra. And that tube of light is going to move all the way to Northern California, all the way to the Violet Flame Temple. And it is going to connect to the central flame within the Violet Flame Temple. So again, you cannot do it wrong. All you have to do is breathe. And the 3 Violet Flame angels are connecting the tube of light to your heart now, your heart chakra. And they know exactly where to go because they live within the Violet Flame Temple, within Telos, within Mount Shasta. So they are extending the tube of light, extending it from your heart and where you are physically located on the planet, extending that tube of light all the way to very Northern California, all the way to the mystical mountain, to Mount Shasta, which is a portal to God, a portal to the divine. Simply breathe. They are confirming with me that this is being done for you. And now the tube of light is entering an etheric portal or doorway within Mount Shasta. And then entering the portal or doorway all the way into the temple of the violet flame. Saint Germain is supporting with 3 of the violet flame angels. And they are connecting the tube of light from your heart to this central flame, this never-ending flame, this flame that is constantly being nurtured by the Lemurian Council, by Saint Germain, by the violet flame angels and the violet flame dragons. And Saint Germain is smiling, saying that you can use your imagination. And now the cool fire of this deeply transformative flame, of this deeply cleansing and renewing flame, is moving at the speed of light from the central flame within the temple of the violet flame into your heart chakra. You can repeat mentally or out loud, I am breathing the light of the violet flame into my heart. I am breathing the source of the violet flame into my heart. And as the violet flame enters this cool fire, it first works with your heart chakra, transmuting cellular debris, transmuting a lot of this discord, transmuting emotional debris. As the violet flame, as the cool fire fully surrounds your heart, and all you have to do is breathe. Here you can set an intention for what you would like to heal. This could be something physical, emotional, it could be something mental or energetic. It could have to do with relationships, finances, your soul's purpose. Continue breathing in the light of the violet flame. Mentally repeating violet flame, violet flame, violet flame. Now the light of the violet flame, highly, highly pure. This is the source of the violet flame, is moving from the heart up and down, to the shoulders, to the arms, the neck, and the head, through the whole back, through the whole torso, the belly, the hips, the legs, the feet. Allowing the awareness of the healing light from the violet flame, the tube of light from your heart to the central flame in the violet flame temple. Becoming aware of that. And then becoming aware of the tube of light from the crown of your head that's plugged in to the heart of the Creator, the light of Source. And then becoming aware of the tube of light from your tailbone that's plugged into this massive glowing amethyst that is flowing the amethyst ray up the tube of light into the tailbone. Allowing this moment of merging into oneness with the amethyst ray, with divine harmony. Oneness with the violet flame of purification. Oneness with the light of source. And this frequency has now prepared your light body, your etheric body, to enter into the violet flame temple in Telos. So once again, Saint Germain is right with you, with 3 of the violet flame angels who volunteered so joyfully for this assignment to support you. And 2 of the violet flame angels, one of them takes your right hand, the other the left hand of your etheric body, of your light body. The 3rd violet flame angel will be above the crown, and in front of you, Saint Germain is now leading your light body, following along the tube of light from where you are physically located, moving very, very quickly all the way to Mount Shasta in Northern California. The magic mountain, the mystical mountain, the portal to the divine. Within your next 3 breaths, you are going to arrive at Mount Shasta. And now arriving at Mount Shasta, the portal, an etheric door opens and you are guided within the crystalline city. Now arriving at the door of light to the temple of the violet flame. When you enter, you see this circular room with very high walls made of the amethyst ray and the violet light. This is the temple of the 7th ray. You see these cool flames and you notice many beings of light, including the violet flame angels, violet flame dragons, flower fairies, water fairies. You see your tube of light plugged into the central, glowing, flowing, cool fire of the violet flame. And you see right next to it is an amethyst bed that has been made specifically for you. And your light body can lay down on the amethyst bed within the violet flame temple, within Telos, within Mount Shasta. And Kuan Yin steps forward and places her hands on your right shoulder. And Saint Germain places his hands on your left shoulder. And they are allowing your light body to fully saturate, to fully soak in the violet flame light. Focused on your specific intention for healing. As the water fairies and the flower fairies bring that violet flame light all around you. Knowing that this is the blue ray of power and the soft pink ray of love combined to make the violet flame. You can focus on what healing you need the most at this time. Just allowing your light body to soak it up. Remembering the higher dimensional wisdom and magic that your soul has experienced before in Lemuria, in Telos, Atlantis, or in the star civilizations like the Pleiades, Arcturus. Count 6 deep circular breaths, continuous breaths. Seven priestesses from the Lemurian Council are now bringing blessings to your light body as well, weaving in the light of the violet flame and the amethyst ray, supporting your soul's remembrance. Just open to any messages that come through, possibly telepathically, coming through as clear cognizance, clear knowing, as clear sentience. You feel the information within the light. Maybe you sense, see, hear, feel, or know a message that is specifically for you. Three more breaths. And now the three violet flame angels are ensuring that your light body has soaked in all of the violet flame light, soaked in the blessings from the Lemurian Council, from Saint Germain, from the violet flame dragons, the fairies. And your three guides, your three violet flame angels are going to guide your light body, guiding your light body out of the violet flame temple, or for a moment you take in all of the wonders of the crystalline city, the interdimensional world of Telos. And then moving out the portal, the doorway, to take in the majesty of the magic mountain, this portal to the divine, this conduit of light that feeds the light grid of earth. Sending your love and gratitude to the mountain, to the spirit of Shasta. Sending your love and gratitude to Telos and all of its inhabitants. Sending your love and gratitude to all the keepers of the Violet Flame Temple. And the three Violet Flame Angels will now guide you along the tube of light, all the way back to where your physical body is inhabited. Counting 3 deep breaths as you move past states, possibly past countries, returning to your physical body. And on your next inhale, allow the light body to fully sit within the physical body. And all that you received within the violet flame temple is now soaking through the 7 layers of your aura, your physical body, emotional body, mental body, and spiritual energetic bodies. And now you recognize that it is safe to be within your heart. That you can navigate whatever you may be experiencing in your life, whatever you may be experiencing in the world, with the protection and clarity of the violet flame, with the divine order and harmony of the amethyst ray, with the love light of Source Creator. Count 3 more deep breaths to integrate. One more breath, receiving the light of the violet flame into the tube of light. And then for now, we can dissolve this tube of light, knowing that you can connect it again whenever you wish. Receiving one more breath, breathing in the amethyst ray into the root chakra. Giving thanks to the amethyst crystal and dissolving this tube of light, knowing that you can reconnect at any time. And then one last breath, breathing in the light of Source Creator. And then dissolving this tube of light, knowing you can reconnect at any time. You can imagine now roots growing down from the soles of your feet as you ground, focusing on grounding. And now when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. Gently wiggle your fingers, your toes, maybe your nose. If you need a little support coming back, you can say, I now ground, I now ground, I now ground, and give yourself a little bit of a pat down. Pat yourself down. And I would love to hear in the chat how you're feeling, what you experienced. So take your time. I would love to hear about your experience. And I have a special announcement, so please stay with me as we integrate. I'm going to be sharing a few things as we integrate, a few special announcements. But I want to give you a moment if you wish to share in the chat on Facebook, on YouTube, how you're feeling. So the message I'm receiving is that many of us are being called for a homecoming. We're being called to really reclaim our multidimensional reality, our multidimensional being, all that we are. And I want to extend a special invitation from my heart to your heart that For the first time in 6 years, maybe some of you have heard this announcement, but for the first time in 6 years, I am doing an in-person event, and it will be in Mount Shasta during the 8/8 Lionsgate portal this coming August 8th to August 10th. And what I've been shown about what's going to happen during this experience is that the first evening, we're really going to be working with the spirit of Shasta, the Lemurian Council, and our root chakra, where we're going to be downloading and receiving a higher dimensional template within our root chakra about how we can be living and experiencing our lives on this earth. The second day, we're going to be working with the fairies and really expanding joy. And we're going to be working with the heart field or the toroidal field, the electromagnetic energy field of the heart. And again, we're going to be what I'm shown almost like rewiring it, downloading a higher energetic template where we can create and magnetize more of what we want to experience in our lives and spend more and more time in that expansive state, in those higher realms of reality where so many of us have had lifetime after lifetime in the different higher dimensional benevolent star civilizations, or in Telos, in Lemuria, in Atlantis. And we're really ready. I feel that in the heart, that when we return home to the heart and that deeper unity, we can begin creating so much more magic on earth, which we need to remember and be reminded of the magic because we've been through so much these past 5 years, more than maybe 50 years in 5 years. And so what the opportunity is if anyone feels called to travel to Mount Shasta, I've created a really, really special, expansive experience that is in alignment with my 40th birthday. There's even if anyone registers during the tier 1, if anyone registers for tier 1, there's a VIP dinner included, and we have one of the best holistic chefs preparing all organic local food. And one of the elixirs, mocktails, non-alcoholic beverages is actually called the Violet Flame. So if you want to come drink the Violet Flame with me in Mount Shasta, my dear friend Harmony is putting the link into the chat. But if you want to learn more about it, if anyone's thinking of traveling this summer, if you wanted to take a trip this summer, if you wanted to, for a long time you've wanted to visit Mount Shasta, or you want to return to Mount Shasta because you've been there before, it may be years before I do another in-person event. I'm hundreds of hours into the planning of this, merging with the Mountain's Majesty 4-day experience in Mount Shasta. It's my first in-person event, as I've said, in 6 years. It may be years before I do another one. So I want to extend this invitation to all of you. And what will be happening, what I was guided to do was, instead of a retreat, I wanted people to have the freedom to have some time to explore on their own, to be able to, eat at the different restaurants they love. There's an incredible Thai restaurant that's so healthy in Mount Shasta, so many beautiful restaurants. It's such a small town where you're walking around and it's like the cosmic center of light, and then the inner earth crystal cave. Like everywhere you walk, you can feel the vibration. So what I decided to offer was to make something really affordable where people have their own freedom, where instead of being at a retreat center and everyone may be staying in the same yurt or whatever the circumstance may be, people can find the accommodation that suits them best and for the budget that suits them best. So essentially, instead of it being a retreat, it's actually a destination training where we have the first evening together. I'll actually kind of explain the overview, and you can see it on the website as well too. But the first evening together during the 4-day experience, for anyone who may feel aligned to come, maybe it may not be for everybody, but it may be what what your heart has been asking for, is that the first evening is from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. on August 7th. Again, we'll be working with the spirit of Shasta, working with the Lemurian Council, downloading a new energetic template into the root. And then on 8/8 Lionsgate portal, probably the highest, most powerful day of the year, we will spend the whole day pretty much together from 12 to 5 p.m. I've rented a beautiful space at the nicest resort in Mount Shasta, the Mount Shasta Resort. So from 12 to 5, we will be working with the Fairy Queen Council. We'll be working with the heart field. We'll be learning how to create our reality from higher truth, higher expansion, higher joy. And then from 7:30 to 10 p.m., there will be a transformational sound bath. So a sound healing journey, which I experienced as sound healing in Mount Shasta. And it was one of the most profound experiences of my life, and a conscious dance celebration. There is an opportunity, because there are 3 different tiers of registration, which I'll explain in just a moment, to join us on the mountain, where on day 3, which will be Saturday, August 9th, from 11 a.m. to 5:30, we will be going to vortexes, sacred portals. We're going to start at the Mount Shasta headwaters, and this water travels infinitely far through the mountain, and it is healing water. And we'll be doing a water ceremony, and then we're going to go to sacred portals and sites, connections to Telos within the mountain. The 4th day, which will be the Sunday, August 10th, this day is called Reclaiming Your Multidimensional Majesty, because for so long we were multidimensional beings. We were powerful creators. And then with the fall of consciousness, with the fall of Lemuria, and then the fall of Atlantis, so many of us spent so much time in these lower dimensions of consciousness, no longer being able to access these higher dimensions, such as the 5th dimension, which is the dimension of unity and pure love, and the 6th dimension of sacred geometries, where we create our reality from these dimensions. So on the 4th day, what I've been shown with the Arcturians, who are the most highly loving, advanced spiritually and technologically, they're the keepers of pure spirit. They're the most benevolent, higher dimensional star beings in our galaxy, that we're going to be downloading an entire new framework for the mental body, for the crown chakra, for our divine connection, for reclaiming our multidimensional majesty. And that's on the Sunday. And then afterwards, you are invited to my 40th birthday dinner celebration, where we're doing a VIP celebratory dinner for anyone who signs up for Tier 1. The dinner is included. It's going to be a gluten-free, dairy-free, refined sugar-free menu, where we'll be drinking the Violet Flame, and the menu is incredible. You can look on my Facebook page or look on the website to learn more about it. But I wanted to briefly share, I am offering early bird prices until April 30th. I'm offering some beautiful specials, where anyone who signs up for the Tier 1 VIP also gets the 5D Initiations program, which is a $555 program. So there are many, many special opportunities to join me in Mount Shasta. This is a very, very rare opportunity. Again, I have run retreats and destination trainings around the world, and trained thousands and thousands of people in person. But for the past 6 years, I've been solely working online, and I put my heart and soul into creating an in-person event, which I will likely not do for years to come afterwards, just because of the level of work that it takes to run an in-person event like this. But the reason I'm doing it is because when I was in Mount Shasta, in the fall of 2022, the spirit of Shasta spoke to me and said to come back for my 40th birthday, to come back for the 8/8 portal, and to bring a group with me. So there will be some more announcements. Like there is the possibility of me live streaming it if someone couldn't come in person, but I just wanted to put it out there. I wanted to create this experience today where we could really tune into the vibration of Telos, the vibration of the Violet Flame Temple, the frequency of what Mount Shasta has to offer us. And then if anyone feels called to really dive deeper into that, I've created these 3 different tiers, so really 3 different options. So the VIP includes everything. It includes the 3 days of training. It includes the full day on the mountain at the headwaters. It includes the sound bath and the conscious dance party, and my 40th birthday dinner, which will be a 4-course meal and very, very beautiful and high vibration. And again, that is at a discounted rate until April 30th. And you can choose one of 3 programs as a big bonus. The 5D Initiations is a $555 program as one of the bonuses. Tier 2 includes the Thursday night, the full day on Friday and Sunday, the ecstatic dance and the dance party, and the sacred site tour, but not the dinner. So that's the second option. The first tier also includes a one-on-one session with me for integration as well. And the third tier is really just the training. So if anyone wanted to just come for the training, they didn't want to do the day on the mountain, or they didn't want to do the sound bath or the conscious dance party or the VIP dinner, you could also just come for the training. And that's $747. So I've done a lot to make it really accessible for people. And what's happening too is that people are getting together. So I created a WhatsApp community where people are figuring out ride shares. A lot of people are flying into Medford, Oregon, because it's a slightly bigger airport. And I believe it's about an hour. Don't quote me on that one. Maybe an hour and a half. And then they're sharing accommodations and sharing rides. So that's an option too. Some people are staying at the Mount Shasta Resort and getting a 2-bedroom cottage with a kitchen and a living room, and they'll each have their own bedroom. Other people are staying at the Mount Shasta Inn and sharing like a 2-queen bed with someone else as well too. So you could get your own room or share a room. But there are a lot of ways to make it financially accessible. And we are working on an affordable live stream option that will be announced as well again. So Harmony's kind of put in all of the information on the 3 different tiers of registration for anyone who's interested in learning more about joining us in Mount Shasta. And I want to thank you all so, so much for joining this transmission. We do have the opportunity to tune into these sacred sites energetically. It's such a blessing to go to them physically as well too. But I also love creating these opportunities where we can tune into these sacred energies energetically and kind of receive them where we are as well too. So thank you so much for joining me on this journey to the Violet Flame Temple in Telos. Thank you so much for everyone who listened about the 4-day merging with the Mountain's Majesty in Mount Shasta for the Lionsgate portal and my 40th birthday. I'm really extending the invitation from my heart to yours. And I really look forward to connecting soon. I'm sending you all so much love. Make sure to ground really well today, drink a lot of water, and continue working with the violet flame frequency. You can repeat violet flame, violet flame, violet flame, or work with the 3-step process that I guided you through, connecting the tube of light to the amethyst in the inner earth and working with the amethyst ray, connecting the tube of light to the heart of the creator and receiving source light, and then connecting the tube of light into the violet flame temple in Mount Shasta, because the violet flame frequency is really one of the most important frequencies that we can be working with during the intensity of this collective ascension process and a lot of the divisiveness on earth right now, that this frequency is so cleansing and harmonizing and really brings us back to our hearts. So please feel free to share in the chat what your experience is, how you're feeling. If you're wanting to join me in Mount Shasta, comment Shasta in the chat so I know to send you the information. If you want me to message you more of the information about Mount Shasta. And I am so, so grateful for you. I see you, I feel you, I honor your presence, and thank you for being with me today. Bye-bye for now.